and welcome again. Today we are going to understand the concept of meter bridge. Meter bridge basically is a sensitive device which is generally used to find a unknown resistance. Now the first important thing, which is also a one mark question, is on what principle it works. Answer is it works on the principle of Wheatstone bridge. Okay. Second thing, why it is used for? It is used for to measure the unknown value of resistance. How it is constructed? So generally what we have, these are some copper plates, conducting plates only, and this is a normal copper wire with a rheostat over here. This is a rheostat, a variable resistance. Okay, the resistance can be varied over here. I will tell you the function of this. This is an external source, some EMF E. Some book says some Leclerc cell, or we generally use voltage supplier or battery eliminator of 2 volt or 4 volt. So some source of voltage over here. This is a key. Obviously the key needs to be closed. And then this is again a normal conducting wire. This is again a copper plate, and this is a special wire from here to here. This is a special wire. This wire has very high resistance, and generally it can be either a alloy called nichrome or a alloy called manganese. These two can be used for this wire. This is a very important wire over here, and the length of this wire is 100 centimeter. And it is not compulsory that it has to be 100 centimeter. Okay, let us to start with, let us say that this length is 100 centimeter, and because it is of 100 centimeter, hence the name meter bridge. Okay, so 100 centimeter, 1 meter length. From this copper plate at the junction, we use our galvanometer, and then this galvanometer has another free end which is connected to a jockey. So this is called jockey. Basically, jockey is a metal with some insulating grip over here, and you have to touch on the wire, okay, to see the deflection in the galvanometer. And this is a resistance box. This is a resistance box from where we can take out the plugs to have our desired resistance. So this is your desired resistance. Instead of resistance box, you can right away use any known resistance, 2 ohm, 3 ohm or anything. And this Q right now for my experiment is unknown resistance. This is unknown resistance. And this resistance is what I want to find. So when you set up this, you have to connect this jockey first at this end, and then you connect in this end. Why we have? This is the checking point. So when you connect the jockey at this end, the galvanometer should give a deflection. Let us say it gives a deflection in this direction. When you connect the jockey at this end, that is, take the wire and put it over here, it should give a deflection in that end. If it is giving at both the end, if it is giving opposite deflection, that means your meter bridge is going to work. So if touching it here, if this gives a zero deflection in this side, that means if you go in this direction by connecting the jockey on the wire, the deflection slowly decreases, and somewhere it becomes null, no deflection. Then you go on that direction, the deflection becomes in this way. Okay. So somewhere in between I should get a zero deflection, because deflection should not change abruptly. If it is showing in this direction, it should gradually change to zero, and then it should come back in this direction. Okay. So we have to look for that point where it gives a zero deflection, that means no deflection. And let us say that I got that point at a distance of L. So L is my balancing length from end A. So the remaining distance must be equal to 100 minus L, because it is of 100 centimeter length. Okay, do not forget this. Now, why the principle is based on Wheatstone bridge? Now, if I consider my Wheatstone bridge over here, this is my P from A, this is my point A, this is P, this is Q, and this length from here to here, length L, let us say that offers a resistance of R, and the remaining from here to here offers a resistance of S. And here, from here till here, you have a galvanometer. So this is nothing but a Wheatstone bridge. So when no deflection is present in the galvanometer, I can say that P by Q is equal to R by S. So I can say that P by Q is equal to R by S, or P by R is equal to Q by S. That means you take this R in this side and you take Q on this side. So the same thing implies as P by R equals to Q by S. I generally prefer to use this. This by this equals to this by this. So over here we have to first find what is the resistance of this much part of the wire whose length is L. Now if you remember, this resistance is my R and this resistance is my S. So what is R? If you remember the formula of resistivity, R is equal to rho L by A. So I can write R is equal to resistivity, length of the wire, and let us say A is the area of cross section of this wire, area of cross section. Similarly, what is S? Now S has a length of 100 minus L. So I can write S as 100 minus L is the length of the remaining wire, S length. Length of 100 minus L will give you the resistance of S divided by A. Okay. Now if I use these two data in the formula here, I will have P by R equals to Q by S. So P divided by R is how much? R is rho L by A. Rho L by A equals to Q by S. S is rho 100 minus L divided by A. A gets out, rho gets out. This implies P by L equals to Q by 100 minus L. And here you just write P is known resistance. P is known resistance and Q is unknown resistance. Okay? Correct? So look at here how to go through the formula. This is P, this is length. So P by L is equal to Q by 100 minus L. Correct? And later you can rearrange this formula. You can rearrange the formula as P by Q is equal to take the Q here, take the L on that side. That will become L 100 minus L. But I suggest remembering this format. L is the balancing length for this segment. P by L is equal to Q by X. Q by S. Correct? So for S it is 100 minus L and for R it is L. And that is what our working formula for meter bridge. Now if I know my balancing length, that means obviously I know 100 minus L also. So I know L, I know 100 minus L, I know P, so I can find the value of Q. So the Q which is unknown over here can be found out, which can be written like this. So Q equals to P times of 100 minus L divided by L. This is how we can find the value of unknown resistance. And this is the whole purpose of meter bridge. Why we discuss meter bridge? This is the reason why we discuss meter bridge. Now here the important thing is why we need this rheostat. We need the rheostat to adjust the current. Why we need to adjust the current? So that we get the deflection at the opposite end. Now sometimes what happens, if you just go and blindly connect the circuit, you will not get the deflections on the opposite end. That means in this point, if you get a deflection in this direction, you go here, still you get a deflection in this direction. Now if the deflection at both the ends are in the same direction, that means there is no null point, there is no balancing length in between. In that case, you need to adjust the rheostat. Okay, so that you can adjust the current, which will help you to get the balancing length between the 2 points. The more between, not the ends, the more between, somewhere here, the more between you get the balancing length, more good accuracy, the more accurate is your resistance. Okay, that's one of the very important points which I just told you. Okay. Now this is the theory which we have just found. So working principle done, why it is used done, and this is the working formula. Okay, P by L equal to Q by 100 minus L. Now based on this, let us do some questions which are very, very important. Question number 1, all these are in your notes. So what is given here is a meter bridge in a simplified diagram. This is a meter bridge. This is your galvanometer and this is your jockey over here. These are the two resistors P and Q. And let us say that the balancing length obtained is 40 centimeter and this is my battery over here. This is my end A and this is my end B, the AB, the length of the wire. And this resistance is given as 2 ohm in the resistance box. In resistance box, the pin for the plug for 2 ohm is being removed, so the resistance in the resistance box is 2 ohm. And this is my unknown resistance, so let me call that as X. And the question says that the balancing length is obtained at 40 cm from end A. And it is a meter bridge. So what is the remaining length? The remaining length has to be 60 cm. That is 100 minus 40. So find the value of X. So how will you find? 2 by 40. So 2 ohm divided by 40 centimeter equals to X divided by 60 centimeter. This by this equal to this by this. So what is your X? X will be equal to 2 ohm into 60 centimeter divided by 40 centimeter. Centimeter goes out, 0 goes out, 6 2s are 12, 12 by 4 is 3. So your answer is 3 ohm. Simplest question can be asked for 1 marks. Okay, don't expect too much for 2 marks or 3 marks. If it is 2 marks, they are going to modify this. How they are going to modify this? So this question continues now. Okay. So the question says like this. Okay, the question says that since you have found the value of X, fantastic. But now my intention is to get a balancing length from end A at 60 centimeter. That means the question says that this is my X whose value is 3 ohm. This is my end A, this is my end B. And now the question says that the balancing length must be equal to 60 centimeter. And the question says what resistance you are going to provide here in the resistance box, so that with the same X equal to 3 ohm, I want my new balancing length at 60 centimeter. So what is this length? This length is 40 centimeter now. So now the same question, but now your unknown has gone on that side. So I want to find what should be the value in the resistance box, so that now the balancing length should become 60 centimeter. So the logic still remains same. R by 60 equal to X we found there, that is 3 by 40, and hence your R will be is equal to 3 into 60 divided by 40. 0 goes out, 6 is 18, 18 by 4 is 4.5. So the answer is 4.5 ohm. So if I plug out 4.5 ohm resistance from the resistance box, I will get the balancing length now at 60 centimeter from end A. Why it is always measured from end A? Because end A is my positive terminal. Wherever is your positive terminal, your measurement has to be done from that end only. That means the 0 lies here, 100 lies here of the meter scale. Okay, moving ahead. Question number 2. In question number 2, we have to find the value of L. So this is my 8 ohm resistance. This is 12 ohm resistance. The question is, where is the balancing length? So where is the balancing length from end A? So the remaining is 400 minus L. Now hang on. Why it is 400? Because the question says that now there's an intention why I have chosen this question. It is not necessary that all the meter bridge will have a length of 100 centimeters. In this particular question, the question says that the meter bridge is having a length of, the meter bridge wire has a length of 400 centimeters. That means 4 meter long wire. Okay. So if this is my L, if it is 4 meter, obviously it's 400 minus L will be the remaining length. Clear? Okay. I have to find the value of L. So I will write this by this, that is 8 by L is equal to 12 by 400 minus L. And then you have to solve for this. If you solve this, you will get 8 into 400 minus L, cross multiply, and then this 12 into L, and when you do the calculation, you will get the answer as 160 centimeter is your answer. So the remaining will be 240 centimeter. That's question number 2, which we just discussed. Question number 3. Question number 3 is slightly tricky now. So you have this as X, which is not known to us. So again, intentionally chosen, I have put the unknown on this side. Okay, so that you get the flavor of all the types of question. doesn't matter, your working formula remains same. This is my point A and this is my point B. This is the jockey over here with the galvanometer, and the question says that the balancing length is obtained at 40 centimeter from end A. So the remaining is 60 centimeter because this one is of 100 centimeter length. The question is, what is the value of x? So x divided by 40 equals this by this equal to this by this, that is 6 by 60, and hence your x will be equal to 6 into 40 divided by 60. 0 0 goes out, and hence we get 6 4 that is equal to 4 ohm. 6 6 gets cancelled out and you get the answer as 4 ohm. So the value of x is 4 ohm. Now the question further continues and it says that the wire which you have chosen, the AB wire, it has a resistance of 1 ohm per centimeter. Okay. So AB has resistance per unit length as 1 ohm per centimeter. Okay, it is given to you, and the question now is this. The question now is, at balancing length, what is the current? At balancing length, comma, what is the current from the battery or from the cell? Okay. So now, remember, in the balancing length, no current flows through this. That's the reason why galvanometer shows zero deflection. So no current flows through this. So the whole idea is this X is now we have found as 4 ohm is in series with 6 ohm, and this whole wire will also have a resistance, and this resistance, the total from A to B, will be equal to, this is 100 centimeter, each centimeter is 1 ohm, so 100 centimeter will have resistance of 1 ohm per centimeter multiplied by 100 centimeter, and that is equal to 100 ohm. So this two comes in series, this whole thing is in series, and that entire thing will have a resistance of 100 ohm. Or you can think of this way, 40 centimeter will have 40 ohm, 60 centimeter will have 60 ohm, and 60 ohm plus 40 ohm is how much? 100 ohm. So, or you can take directly entire as 100 ohm, no problem. So I repeat again, either you take for 40 centimeter 40 ohm and for 60 centimeter 60 ohm, but remember no current is flowing, that means these two are in series, these two are also in series, and in series this and this will get added up, so it becomes 60 plus 40, 100, or directly take 100, no issue, and this becomes how much? This becomes your 10 ohm. So I have this as 10 ohm and I have this one as 100 ohm, and I want to know how much current comes out from the battery. How much is this current? That means now the next step is you have to find the effective of this. So what is R? These two are in parallel. So 1 by R will be equal to 1 by 10 plus 1 by 100. Solve this, you will get the value of R as 100 by 11 ohm. So what is the current I? The current I will be equal to EMF divided by R effective. Yes, one thing I forgot to mention, this EMF is of 6 volt. This EMF here is of 6 volt. Okay. So EMF is of 6 volt divided by R effective. R effective is 100 by 11, and that becomes 66 by 100, and that is equal to 0.66 ampere, and that becomes the current. So this is why I have chosen this question. That means I have chosen this question so that you understand how to find the value of current from the battery in the balanced condition. I'll again make it clear, in the balanced condition no current flows from here to here, that means this is not there. So these two will be in series, these two will be in series. Okay. Last question and the most important one. This balancing length is 40 centimeter and this balancing length is 60 centimeter given to you in the question. This is my end A and this is my end B. Obviously there is one battery connected here. Okay, so the first part of the question is find X. So 6 ohm by 40 equal to X by 60. Solving this, 10 centimeter goes out, so you will get the value of X as 9 ohm. That is what they are saying. So the question says that the balancing length from end A is 40 centimeter, so the remaining is 60 centimeter. Find the value of X. Job done. Now the question continues that there is one more resistance Y. How much we don't know. And that Y is connected to X. How? In series or in parallel? We don't know. But it says that unknown resistance Y is connected to X and the balancing length from end A, increases by 10 centimeter. Correct? What is the value of Y and how it is connected is the question. So upon connecting that Y to X, how? I don't know. Series or parallel? I don't know. But what is given to you is that the balancing length from end A increases by 10 centimeters. So let us first increase this. Let us first increase this by 10 centimeters. So earlier it was 40, now this becomes 50. So this was earlier 60, now it will become 50. This both will become 50 centimeters. Now there are two things you have to consider. Earlier this X, which is now we have found as 9 ohm, was balanced over 60 centimeters. Now this length has decreased. Remember, when this part decreases, this should also decrease when I connect Y. I don't know what. The ratio, this by this equals to this by this. Now when this one decreases from 60, now this has decreased to 50. If this has decreased to 50, that means the value of X should also decrease, and let us say that it is equal to R. So after connecting the Y, how I don't know. So let us imagine a box. In that box, I don't know how I have connected, but definitely let us say that the effective of this is R. So the effective R after connecting the Y has made this part decreased by 10 centimeter. Now why I am emphasizing on decrease? If R has decreased, that means definitely X and Y are not in series. That is the hint. Right? Because when we connect in series, resistance gets added up. Am I right? But in parallel, the effective is always less than the two individual resistance. For example, if I take 1 by if I have to find resistance for two resistance 1 by 4 and 1 by 2, let us say, so I have 1R as 4 ohm and R2 as 2 ohm. Just imagine, so what is your R? R will be equal to 4 into 2 divided by 4 plus 2, that is equal to 8 by 6, that is equal to 4 by 3, that is equal to 1.33. 1.33 ohm is less than 2 also, is less than 4 also. That is the beauty of parallel. Parallel mein effective resistance is lesser than both the individual resistance which are connected in parallel. Okay, so if 4 and 2 are chosen, effective is 1.33. So here I have got an idea that since this length has decreased, so even this length should decrease, then only the ratio will remain same. In ratio, if one decreases, other also has to decrease, then only the, for example, if 2 by 4 is equal to 1 by 2, if I increase 2 to 3, then I have to increase 4 also by 6, then only the ratio remains as 1 by 2. If I increase 2 to 4, then I have to increase 4 to 8. So both has to increase if my ratio has to be constant. Okay, so that's the idea with the help of which we will continue with the question. So let's first find the value of R. So as for the new modification, I have got 6 by 50, this is 50 now. 6 by 50 equal to R by 50. So R by 50, 6 by 50. If I solve this, 50-50 gets out, so R is equal to 6 ohm. And now I have known that since this length is decreasing, so this 2 must be in parallel. So I can write 1 by R is equal to 1 by Y plus 1 by X. So 1 by R is 6, 1 by Y I have to find, and X we have already found as 9 ohm. So 1 by Y will be equal to 1 by 6 minus 1 by 9. If I solve this, I will get the value of Y as 18 ohm. I will get the value of Y as 18 ohm. Okay. So basically this is my X, which was equal to 9 ohm. This was my X, which is equal to 9 ohm, and connected in parallel the value of Y, which is equal to 18 ohm. And that completes the question. So you have to write the answer that the value of Y is 18 ohm and it is connected in parallel with X. Sometimes the other word used for parallel is shunt, S-H-U-N-T. So you can also say that Y is shunted across X. Okay. Thank you for watching. We will meet in the next class.